Back. Alright, so I graduated college with a BFA in animation. Yay! I don't know if it was worth it. Despite being able to follow my passion in the form of higher education, nobody told me it was gonna be so draining. But you're not here to listen to me rant about college or my mental health. You're here to laugh with flashing colors. Unfortunately, I don't have the flashing colors you desire right now because I've been dealing with my final semester. It has been a challenge. It was so tasking I rarely had time or energy to make anything for fun. I spend more of my time consuming flashing colors to keep me sane. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Here are 4 things that kept me sane during my final semester in college. You don't have any funny filler topics, do you? Being a YouTuber is hard, okay? I've been stuck here for half an hour. One day in Discord, a friend of mine asked me about this game. I said, I've heard of it, but never played it. And 2 minutes later, she bought me the definitive edition after I said don't. I love you, but why? Ori and the Blind Forest is a beautiful game. And also a very challenging game. Since I'm a retired gamer, my skills are incredibly rusty. So for every time I have to traverse an area, I spend like 20 minutes dying over and over. I know it's kind of normal for this game, but when it comes to me, it's extra normal, especially when the giant owl comes out of nowhere. Oh my god, Big Bang! But honestly, the satisfaction of opening new areas and getting new abilities in the game pulls me in and keeps me playing. I didn't hesitate to play during my breaks from schoolwork just to get that sense of growth and progression, and those breaks would go on for a little too long. 5 more minutes. Fun game, great challenge, and very beautiful musically and visually. Someday I'll get around to playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I've been told it's better than the Blind Forest, so I can't wait. And even though I like a good platformer, I do like to get a little bit chaotic every now and then. Especially when going from point A to point B. This is a transition. Buddy, I am safer than Spirit Airlines, okay? Even in 2024, arcade games have a special place in my heart, especially the timeless classic Crazy Taxi. My leg! Yo, need a ride? Lunatic Lift is an arcade turns console game from the 1990s to 2000s about beating the clock to drop off passengers and round up enough dinero to pay off the multiple hospital bills and property damage fines. The game may seem hard at first due to its hectic nature, but with enough time, patience, and practice, you'll only get slightly better. It's not my fault I'm slow, there's a lot of traffic here. Sir, I'm arresting you for 30 counts of reckless driving and 10 counts of hit and runs. It really helps me get some of that anxiety from classes out, because the moment the announcer says go, everything else is irrelevant. As they do, nah, these drop-offs are. The fare never stops and neither will I. Psychotic Uber is getting a new game in the future, so that's gonna be fun. In the meantime, I recommend playing what's on Steam right now for $7.99. Buy it or don't. I don't know, I can't make it do anything. Just don't learn how to drive from the game. I'm pretty sure that's how SpongeBob happened. You know what else I like about Insane Bus? It has a retro vibe. The Y2K aesthetic. This is a transition. Why wasn't this on TV? As a hopeless nostalgic for the 2000s and internet media consumer, Murphy and Mitzi is one of my favorite online web series. It follows a radical cat boy, Murphy, and his nutty squirrel friend Mitzi, and their daily shenanigans with their friends and family in Newly Named City, which takes place in the early 2000s. God, I'm old! Let me tell you right now, this series is a hoot. It's legit hilarious. From Murphy doing something dangerous and getting smacked around by the universe, to Mitzi being confusing and concerning yet adorable, to Bunny being straight up creepy, to Zoe being big sis and dealing with Murph and Mrs. nonsense, to Vivian being a hater and getting smacked around a bit by the universe, but deservingly. While I was working on my short film late at night, I would put on the shorts compilation as either a break from work or as background noise, and the replay value is high for me. So this kept me entertained for a bit. I feel funny. The animated shorts and comics are equally funny for different reasons, and on YouTube there's even dubs for the comics. There's this VA named Mikey Soda, and he does really good dubs, honestly. I befriended him on Twitter. He's really cool. Go follow Mikey Soda. You're awesome, Mikey. If this series seems up to your speed, I recommend you open up Windows XP or watch it on your old Dell Pavilion desktop with your CRT monitor. It's a fun time. And if you ship characters, then I'll pay you to leave. Just kidding, it's canon. I freaking knew it. Speaking of canon, let's talk about the 4th thing that kept me sane. What, are you running out of transitions too? Boy, I will take your kneecap! This one's the most interesting for me because I recently became a fan of this show. It's also interesting because of its history of getting killed off by Disney. Why must the good die young? Before we get into my grief, a little bit of lore about 101 Dalmatian Street. A few Dalmatian generations into the future in Camden Town, Amethyst and Donnie, Dylan and Dolly are the eldest of 99 Dalmatian pups of Delilah and Doug. Delilah is the descendants of Pongo and Perdita, and honestly, this fact makes me happier than it should. Makes me glad the show isn't like a soulless reboot, more so a sort of adaptation. Delilah has 15 of her own pups, Doug has 15 of his own pups, the two meet and make 15 more pups, and fill the rest of the lobby via adopting 54 more pups. Pretty faithful to the original source material because it required me to do research and math. Your dog math is no match for me. Dog math, it hurts! The show has a chaotic vibe with a decent amount of wholesomeness. The character count is massive and has a lot of variety to it, both in character and in design. It also has a satisfying end to a number of episodes. Allow me to recommend episode 9 of Fleemageddon. Very nice. But with that said, the show ended after one season. Why? 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 Oh God! Fucking! A number of reasons apparently, but the main reason isn't because of low ratings. Apparently Disney didn't give the show a chance, no advertisements, no consistent or decent time slot. It was only airing in the UK until season was over, then aired in the US, and the whole thing was just done dirty. I can understand how the show's humor may not be everyone's cup of dilly, and the writing could use some minor adjustments, but considering that it was sabotaged by the network, the ratings look worse than it should be for a show with so much potential, promise, and interest. Pongo and Perdita would be rolling in their graves because of this. Anyways, the show is lovely and Disney is dumb for putting the dogs down like that. It deserves a second season but never got it. But considering that it has gained a new fan, me, in 2024, I think the show's second life will last a little bit longer. I started watching it because I saw the pilot was leaked and I decided, why not? And honestly, I loved it. From there, I started watching all the episodes while I was finishing up my senior film. The post-production was maddening, but the dogs kept insanity from happening. Okay, this script's too long for a filler video, let's wrap it up. As big and popular as mainstream media is, and in some cases deserves to be, I think it's important to engage with smaller forms of media. You know, helps develop individuality and closeness in a community or interest. And I'm glad that these things kept me from losing it this semester. I can finally graduate with at least 20% of my sanity intact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to figure out how to be an adult. Someone hire me! Please, it is so hard to buy a house. Hi everyone, this is editor No ID here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know, second video in a row, it's not Bluey. Yeah, I get it. I'm trying to diversify a little bit, alright? I know what's gonna happen if I stick to Bluey for way too long, and I'm trying to avoid that. So yeah. Also, to one of my friends, Dragon King, happy birthday, and I hope you guys have a good one. Enjoy this behind the scene line. I feel funny. Okay, now I'm gonna go to sleep. Okay, goodbye.